Ooh.
Woo-hoo! Yee!
Welcome to Stupid Movies, where we watch them so you don't have to.
Woo! And this week, we watched a movie about a killer panda. Not really. Pandamonium, directed by M.J. Dixon.
And apparently he did Slasher House 1 and 2, which were prequels. Like, this was the third in the Slasher House series.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh,
kind of.
I did not know that.
I think the panda killer is from the second one. I haven't seen the second one yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen either of them. So you learn something every day here on Stupid Movies.
Yeah.
Woo! We both work in an office, so we had an after party with a bunch of obnoxious dick wieners. And what happened during this party when some strippers showed up?
This movie is literally what it's like to work with Rob. So this movie was about people who worked at a law firm. And it was a new girl just started, and like the high up super lawyers were all mega douchebag, like sports bro jock dickheads. And guy in a panda mask kills people off one by one. Go.
Here we go. I like the panda mask. I thought the mask was pretty cool. It almost kind of looks like Billy from Saw, the puppet.
Yes, like the Saw puppet combined with a sad panda. I really like the sense of humor this movie had, and I don't know, it's not going to hit with everyone, the humor for it, but having worked with, I used to work sales for insurance, and the type of people in this movie are the type of people I used to work with. Not all of them, I don't want to insult everyone I worked with, but I worked with people just like this, and so to see it taken to that extreme was freaking hilarious. The main bro dude kept calling the guy Daniel, and I know someone who would have done exactly that and acted just like him. So it was really, really hit home for me. Did it hit home for you, Rob?
No. I've never worked with people like that, and if I did, I would beat them up. Oh. At least I think I would. I probably wouldn't, but
you wouldn't.
I'm too nice. No, but there is some funny stuff. There's a couple times I laughed. I love the setting. I like the office setting in horror movies and slashers. And the atmosphere, it wasn't scary, but it just had that kind of claustrophobic kind of locked in atmosphere.
Locked into an office after hours it's definitely a unique, I mean, you've been there, I've been there, where you're in an office building after hours and there's no one there. And it definitely has a unique vibe. And the movie did a really good job with that, I thought. I really, really like the opening to this movie. Boom, right off the bat, gets into it. Stripper, guy in a panda mask, people getting killed. Like, boom, right off the bat, you know what you're getting with this.
I think that leads into pacing. I thought it was pretty consistent. There's a couple times where it kind of slowed down a little or drawn out a little bit. I thought it moved along fine. I didn't necessarily get bored or anything.
I like just the killer himself. I like the voice, the talking. I love the way that he kind of played with them a little bit and talked around, and there were a lot of jokes. He reminded me of almost like a modern-day Freddy Krueger. And there were a lot of little puns that he made that I dug. I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, but I like that.
I didn't like that he talked. It annoyed me.
I knew you didn't. The moment I watched this movie the first time, I was like, Rob's going to hate this part.
It's not that I mind, killers talking, but I don't know. It's just something about it. It got under my skin.
Right. I think in the horror community, you either love killers who make those puns or you hate them. I don't think there's a lot of middle ground there. No, I like the strippers.
I thought the body count was pretty decent. There's quite a bit of kills.
There wasn't a lot of gore, but what there was okay. A couple of throat slashings and some stabbings, and it seemed more based in realism in like the kills that they showed. So what didn't you like about this movie?
I could not stand any of the characters in this movie. They were obnoxious and they got under my skin, especially the guys, which I know that they're going for that. I hated them. I could not stand them. I didn't think the acting was that good, but it's one of those, how are they intentionally doing it this way? Or is it, I couldn't tell.
It's very hard to judge because maybe they're all just like super nice, normal people, in which case they did a very good job acting.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
they really are that frat boy jock douchebag, in which case they weren't acting at all. You're either going to love it or hate it. You're not going to like the characters. You just aren't.
So, you're speaking the gore. I wanted more, of course. I think I was kind of expecting it because the way it felt, the kind of movie it seemed, I was like, oh, man, it just wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be.
Coming into it, I thought it was going to be a lot more gory, a lot more slasher than what it ended up being.
Me too. Like, it wasn't as graphic or violent as I was anticipating. I guess I was just like, yeah, and they're just kind of like, yeah, okay, it's just kind of mild and tame, I guess would be the word I would describe it. I mean, there's a lot of kills. A lot of them were off screen, I felt like. And that's a pet peeve of mine, which I get. It's a low budget indie flick. The ones that we do see are pretty decent, except for the severed head.
That one was not good. I want to point out to everyone before you go any further, you watched a movie about a panda killing strippers with your 13-year-old daughter. That's awesome.
Speaking of the strippers, there was no actual nudity in this. There's no actual boobs.
I was thinking at the beginning there was, but no, there wasn't, was there? There was zero boob in this movie.
You mentioned the killer. I don't know. I thought he was just kind of standard and just kind of didn't really do a whole lot.
He was basically a killer for hire. He just did it for fun.
I kept thinking, it's like, man, this guy, he didn't feel threatening to me. He didn't feel intimidating or scary. Like, I'm thinking any other killer from any movie would knock this guy out instantly.
Maybe not Michael Myers, but Michael Myers is a giant pussy.
I didn't like the twist. I saw it coming from the beginning, and it was, I don't know, it was just too, it didn't have any impact for me on anything.
It was pretty obvious.
It was just quick too. It was nothing to it. It didn't make any difference to the story.
It really could have been he was just doing it because he enjoyed doing it, and that other character could have been not involved, and it would have been the same story basically.
When that happens, though, you want something to kind of elevate it to keep you in it, I guess, keep you engaged. Yep. And I kind of struggled staying interested.
Boobs and blood would have helped this movie a lot. So what was your final review? What are your final thoughts? Wrap it up. Take us home, Rob.
I don't know where I put the movie.
It's back there.
Oh, here it is. It was right in front of me.
Yeah,
the Pandamonium. You're right. I feel like it wasn't as fun as I was hoping it would be. It kind of lacked energy, I guess, and gore, and like the pacing was fine enough, but it just wasn't as graphic or violent, or it just lacked any tension or punches or anything. But, it's kind of probably middle of the road, maybe a little bit below for me, just because I was anticipating more. There's potential to be better, even be just your generic slasher movie. It just kind of missed it just by a little bit for me. So I'm going to go 3.5 out of 8 on this one.
I think some of this has to do with what you've done before this movie. So before I watched this movie, I watched a German werewolf movie that looked like it was shot on VHS. This movie was considerably better than that. We didn't even talk about it. The lighting was good. The quality of it looked good. The shots were good. It looked professionally done. Yes. So I'm going to go a little higher than you. I had fun with it. I laughed a lot. Maybe it's just because I've worked with those people. Not these specific guys, but I've worked with these people before, and getting to see them killed off, which was something I always wanted, made me happy. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 8. I had more fun than you did with it. I probably won't watch it again. So if you want to really enjoy this movie, watch a shitty movie first.
Thanks for watching again, peeps. Yeah. And if you like what we are doing, feel free to like, subscribe, tell your friends, whatever, if you want. If you don't, we don't care. We're still going to be here being stupid. And you can check us out on Instagram at StoopidMovies, at Dr. Sketch Turner, at The Horror Punk. You can head over to Facebook at StoopidMovies. And then you can head over to Bandcamp as well to hear just audio. Email StoopidMovies@outlook.com.
Email Rob pictures of strippers. Oh, okay, bye.
Huh? Oh, no, I'm there. I'm here.
Welcome to the Adam Thayer Stupid Movie Show. Ah!